Hi everyone, my name is Meads. Welcome to my channel. This is not quite a review for the Figmas, but again, it's one of my impressions on in a particular figure. And we have here our Black Rock Shooter Figmas. We have the Dead Master on the left and the Black Gold Soul on the right. I will maybe move them a little bit later on, but for now, I'm not doing a review since a lot of other people have done them already and they actually done a pretty awesome job. And I mean, I could do the same thing, but I think it's kind of redundant. But I just want to point out the things I like and things I dislike on each one of them, and point out the cool things that I found. Just appreciating the artwork or the sculpt that went through it. So, before we start with the Dead Master, I just want to point out that these Figmas are really hard to find. And these days, the Figma line, in general, they're about, I would say, ranging from $40 to $60, depending on how big the Figmas are initially. Then after a while, when the stock goes out, their price, if you're trying to find it or hunt for them, they double, depending on how popular they are. Certain Figmas even go, triple their size. So they're great as collectibles, especially when their value goes up. But for me, I'm getting it for my own collection. I really love the Black Rock Shooter anime, the manga, and even the OVA. I'm actually waiting for more of the manga. But yeah, I really love the show, and I really like the fight scenes. They're quite epic, especially when you see Black Rock Shooter finding a dead master with all this undead or all these servants, trying to get Black Rock Shooter. It's great. So before I get off sidetracked again, so they are hard to find, and if out of curiosity, if you're wondering where I got them from I guess a figure photo sharing site called Figure FM, and someone is selling them for a reasonable amount. I did pay about less than $100 for both of them, which I consider myself very, very lucky. They're being displayed already, but I got them like new. I have the box and everything. It's again a very great deal. Finding them is really hard. I would say just wait till someone's willing to let go of their collection. Do not bite in and pay, more than $70 for any of them. I mean, just be patient. It took me a while to get them, and actually, a good friend of mine, Vector, pointed out, "Hey, someone's selling them. You should, check it out." I did, and I was lucky enough that no one was or emailing the person at that time. Alright, so there we go. That is how I got them, and let's go check that master. I'm gonna start with the head, or not the head, skull. You do have two of them with a varying length stands. So we have the kind of like an illusion one is flying, or the kind of like circling around that master. It's really nice stand. Movable jaw, which is pretty good. You can have him talking like this. A really nice scalp. You see lines on the back of the skull, and you have this kind of the finish of I would say it's kind of like marbling effect of green. It's all black, matte black, then with splashes of green, which is great. Kind of give that a venomous or sinister look. And inside, you'll see that it has neon green and it's hollow, which is great. It has that cool effect when you have shadows going through it. A really nice accessory for Dead Master. Alright, for Dead Master, she is very thin. Well, most Black Rock Shooter are thin. It pegs over there, and surprisingly that doesn't stick to anything. It's just part of the skirt. The skirt is quite solid. You have clear wings, It's a tint of purple. Same with the horns, and it's slightly lighter on the top. So I like that kind of like gradient of getting to the lighter side. She has a really cool sight. A little interesting in how they painted it. That's kind of look like it's scratched up, but it's actually a cool effect for a sight. It's like it's being used, so it's a kind of like a weathered effect. Deadmaster herself, really nice. Has that gothic clothing. Really nice hair too. It's rubbery. Has a slight tint of green, and she's wearing high heels. Articulations are fairly good. You can bend it, fairly good joint, and I think you can twist it. There's a pivot point also. It's just great, and it comes with a variety of hands, as most Figmas are. Yeah, that they call the rack of hands. Like, yeah, really nice. I like it. I like her on this pose here. We're just holding the sight. Actually, another one would be when she's gonna pointing forward to send her a swarm of undeads. I also have the feeling that she's kind of like a necromancer, which she kind of does. Since she's the dead master. Alright, so I'm just gonna put back this pose and let's move to Gold Saw. And now we have a black gold saw. And pretty much her name, as the name states, she has a saw that's golden. You just have that little bit of a hint of gold there, which is really nice. And you have the serration on the side. This is actually quite a lovely Figma, and I think it's one of the sought after out of all the block rock shooter I've released so far, since she did play a pivotal role in the anime series, and not to mention she has a big sword. And if you're a fan of big swords, this is probably one of the things you might want to get. It's really great. It's really long too. Has a really nice battle damage on it. It's quite heavy as well. Otherwise, you have clear parts similar to Deadmaster with the horns. And I think I want to point out, since I already wrapped up, but this comes with a straight pegs. And I think there's one that you can move around. But if you're holding a sword, especially on Figmas, it's better to have a straight peg. It gives you a little bit more stability, and I find that out with my block rock shooter beast. Yep. Lovely outfit, kind of like a block rock shooter. Also has this blades on her knee and her shoes. And her fingers has the skeleton. Although I find that this would look better on Deadmaster design wise, but I guess they made Deadmaster a little bit more delicate than Black Gold Saw. A really lovely figure. Looking at the back, the hair, you have the highlights, a little bit of a pink, purplish pink. It's really great, especially when you have a light shining on it. I think my only, well, cons, yeah, sometimes she cannot do certain poses because this is just a little too heavy, and if you move the joints a lot, it eventually gets loosened up. But otherwise, well, the foot, it's hard for him to stand on her without a stand, so most of the time you have her on this action base, or the Figma stand actually. But yeah, just lovely. I can't really say anything negative about her. She's just the way how the anime is. Even, well, I think she's the OVA version. It's just perfect. Not to mention you have this nicely done skull on the hilt. Yeah, really nice. I didn't say much negatives on them since they're pretty well done in my opinion. I really love them, and they're great as pretty much a display piece, and as part of a collection on Black Rock Shooter. I actually have a shelf of just Black Rock Shooters. Right now I'm waiting for the anime version to be released next month. Also waiting for the, I think it's a trike that they might make. We're not sure yet, but it might be later this year or earlier next year. So those are the two I'm looking forward to. Other than that, I mean, if I really want to complete this Figmas line, I still don't have the original one, but if I'm getting the anime version, there's really no point of getting that. There is also the White Rock Shooter. Unfortunately, I have the bootleg. I really wish I could get the original one. And the White Rock Shooter is actually pretty great. Also, it kind of complements Dead Master with the sight. Alright, so there we go. That is my Figma review. Well, not quite a review, but an impression on these two awesome ones, Dead Master and Black also. Hope you guys like it. And again, good luck finding them if you try. I mean, if you wanna get them, just be patient. That's all I can suggest. So until then, this is Meads. Thank you for watching.